Back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing today? We've missed you so much since last time. We are back and we are better than ever, baby. And today we're here with a very special guest. We are here with one of the girlies. We're here with
MIIKA. Hey.
And make sure you watch this episode from start to finish. We cover a whole lot. We break things down. We dive deep. You're going to definitely get to know her way better. So make sure you finish this through and through. And as always, baby, we're going to run the intro now. Powerful mind, I'm super excited that you're here. You have so many things coming out. You've done so many things, and it's been super dope to finally meet you in person and kind of dive into it all, because just watching from an outside perspective, you're really you're putting foot on the pedal, you know what I'm saying? You're putting the gas down, and it's been so cool to be able to see you do that and not stop. So that's been very cool. So I definitely want to jump into it all. So just start off, go ahead and tell the people who are you, what do you do? Just a quick little summary of who you are.
Okay, when I'm talking, do I look there, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. I kind of do a little bit of both sometimes, because I'm cool. So you could break the fourth wall.
Okay. Hello, fourth wall. My name is MIIKA. I am an R&B singer-songwriter. I do specialize in other genres, but that's my main. I've been singing for... honestly, don't know how long, but since I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
It's a Filipino thing. I've been songwriting since I was about 10, and I dropped my first project around 12 or 13. So I've been doing music ever since, and I've always known that that was the main thing I always wanted to do.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. And then so I'm just talking about your culture. That's kind of what put you into the position to start singing to begin with.
Honestly, I think it's just the popular practice of karaoke at all the family
functions.
Oh,
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it was. But I think that, I know that music has always been a really special outlet for me.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a really hard time expressing myself verbally. And so music always came more natural.
Yeah, as an easier way to express yourself. That's beautiful. Yeah. And then so as that progressed for you when you were younger, what was the point where your parents got involved and they're hey, we're actually gonna help you sing and record and in all that, because you mentioned your first project at a pretty young age.
So it was actually really funny. I think because music is so heavily integrated into Filipino culture, when the kids do want to sing, it's okay, everybody sings, so is that even anything really special?
Right.
So when I was 7 or 8 years old, my parents did put me into singing and piano lessons. I hated them.
Oh, wow.
I learned really early that I hated being told what to do.
Oh, okay.
So I remember I would sit in my piano lessons, and they would put the little sticky notes on the keyboard, and I would just be mad
that they were there.
I don't want to And so I think I only went there for maybe a few months. And then eventually I just learned how to play piano by ear.
Okay. Got you.
That runs on my dad's side of the family. So my grandma, she's one of my inspirations. She can literally hear something and just play the whole progression out on the piano.
Yeah, that's insane. No,
I
it
can't
is.
Do that, but it's
that
insane.
is really rare. What is that called again? There's a word for it.
A widow's ear, I think.
Okay. Yes. I was. It's called something else too.
I have to Google it. I'm not sure.
I would have to Google it too. There's a specific word for it, because you know who else is like that? Charlie Puth is like that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where you just hear something and they could just play it. That shit is insane. That's top tier, next level musicianship. That I wish I had that. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's great until you're asked to read a composition and you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You're just wait, can I have 5 minutes to figure it out on the piano? Thanks.
Yeah, that's true. Would you ever scoop back to the technical side of it and do a little deeper into reading music and progressions and music theory and stuff?
I think maybe if I find myself in a place where I have more time to. I don't think that I ever really loved it.
Right.
But I do think it's obviously really important just as a study and as a musician to know more.
Yeah, 100%. That's dope though. That's awesome. And then so drawing that inspiration from your grandma, what was your first project that you dropped?
Oh my God. It was called Summer Nights.
Okay.
I wrote it in middle school.
All right.
I literally recorded it on a shabby $60 microphone in the corner of my bedroom. And I was using all of my like producer heads, Mixcraft. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah, I've heard that
like
before.
Super OG, old school, everything. And so I like produced my own beats on it. I literally like pretend like this was the microphone in my room. I would like tilt it downwards towards my like electric keyboard, and then I would just play like the different sound effects on it.
Okay.
With a metronome.
Yeah.
And so I think I had like 5 or 6 tracks on that one. It sounded like absolute crap. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
like,
yeah.
the music was good.
Yeah.
But like
the quality was
ass. Like, can I curse on there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but honestly, it was a really eye-opening experience because I was like, oh my God, like obviously like you have singers, but then there's like everything that comes behind it. And on the technical side, oh my God, it is so much work. So I have so much respect. So much respect.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And then so like after your how would you say, like looking back on like your first project and like reflecting on that to like now, what would you feel like is something, like you said, like so much respect in just the process in general, but what would you feel is like something that you feel like resonated with you then that still resonates to you now when you're like just creating in general?
Never give up. And I know that sounds super, super cliche, but like I think just in general, like especially when you're chasing something that doesn't have like this super clear cut path, you know, like for example, like obviously a lot of the entertainment industry and just many industries, you can just kind of buy yourself into it if you have the resources to do so or the connections to do so. I didn't really have that. And so you just have to get really, really, really creative. And I think that no matter how foggy or blurry like the destination appears to be, it's one, of course, another cliche like about the process of getting to where you want to go, because that's really what you're always going to remember the most. But when things get really bad, you just have to get really creative, because like everything, I think like everything that anybody wants is like it starts inside of them.
Right.
Like, that's why you have the idea in the first place. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So that's really all that it is. And I think that like being a creative person, especially in today's world, like it's so easy to get lost. And so you just have to look within.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And we talk about that all the time about like never giving up and like trusting the process. That's actually like, that's literally like, just so you can see, this is our collection. It says trust the process.
Oh my God,
right there. Like it's the trust the process collection, because that's something we preach about all the time at Powerful Mind. It's like, dude, like, especially like, for example, like even just this, like there's no, like you said, like there is no like clear cut, like this is how you do it type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you just have to be creative and you just have to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like you just got to figure out like any way that you can, like you just have to try to make it happen. And so like definitely very valid in saying that. And then also very valid in saying never give up, because so many people don't do what they do just because they give up so fast. And it's like, dude, the progress is never linear, right? You're not always going to be like this, bro. Sometimes you're going to be like this. Sometimes you might even be like that. You know what I'm saying?
And like the destination seriously never stops. Like you're never going to ever fully be satisfied with where you're at. And so you may as well just get accustomed to like always having to roller coaster your way and like being able to just like acclimate yourself to what's going on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And then so like for you, like what are some ways that you've had to get creative when things were kind of like a little rough or a little rocky there?
Ooh, we'd have to be a little more specific.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about, so like your journey as an artist, let's start there, right? So like when did you first like branding yourself? How has your journey with branding yourself been?
To be so honest, because when I had started putting anything out publicly, like online, it started with YouTube.
Okay.
And so I didn't have any blueprint except for like some of the people on YouTube that made like covers and stuff like that. So I literally took like my little cracked screen iPod and I put it on the little what's it called, the music sheet holder. And I would just like bang at the keys and just sing and then hope for the best. And so for the longest time I really did have such an issue with like finding what my identity was when it came to music. And then you know, as time went on, I was like, I just need to keep making music, and then eventually like what is meant to appear coming from me is just going to like bloom naturally.
1,000%. Yeah.
And so I've kind of stopped focusing like really hard on like, oh my God, like what's my like visual identity, for example. I've kind of just like allowed myself to grow further into my shoes. And I think like however I appear is going to be subjective, obviously. But I just try to like do my best at just appearing as who I am naturally.
Yeah. And how do you think that resonates like with your music as well? Just being completely authentically yourself. Like what to you, like in your music, you're like, yeah, that's 1,000% me.
I just do what I feel, man.
Yeah.
Especially in a world where like everyone's demanding that you like put up this mask. I'm like, I just don't want to do that. Like I said earlier, ever since I was young, I was like, I don't want anybody telling me what to do. Like, please don't get in my way. Like I get very like angry, and I think that anger is something that, and not in a bad way. Like I think it's something that was I learned how to use healthily to push me. To just do what I want, because I feel like I've kind of always known what I wanted. And a lot of it just came from being told no. Okay. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I understand that 1,000%. Like that can really craft you, because like, especially just as a human being in general, because getting told no, a lot of people take that as rejection. You know what I'm saying? And then that discourages them. But to someone like you, to someone like me, to know, okay, bet I'm just gonna keep going anyways. Like, like literally, like that's fine. I'm gonna keep doing this. Now you get to watch me do it without you involved. You know what I'm saying? So like, so that's kind of I get that 1,000%. Is that that good anger that you said like that you use to like boost yourself and to keep propelling yourself forward? Does that relate to Crash Out at all?
Yes, it does. Oh my god. Wait, is there like a volume limit that I have?
No. You can probably talk into it a little bit more too. And I usually don't cut anything out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's absolutely fine.
Unless someone specifically tells me to cut something out, I always just like leave it in. I'm like, yeah, we're vibing together.
It's that authenticity.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I do feel like something needs to be cut out, I'm gonna say that in front of you and you'll know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, yeah, and then I'll actually cut it out.
Okay, sorry. You asked Crash Out.
Yes.
So deep down and honest, that song actually stemmed from a really bad breakup. Okay. I was in like a 5-year relationship, and I will always love this specific person from a distance. Okay. However, we did go through a
rocky end,
tornado of things.
Okay.
And so within that relationship, I got really far away from myself. Okay. And like something within that is that like now that I'm out of it, and it's been about like 6-7 months or maybe a little more, I have to I taught myself to take full accountability for the place that I allowed myself to stay in. And obviously not everybody is like granted that kind of clarity. Like that was something that I was like honestly really grateful to be able to even like seek a way out of. Yeah. And being, I think I was like 21 or 22 when I first entered it. So obviously like being 26 now, and even just a few years difference, like so much has changed. Oh yeah. Like, around the world and within me and like my family and friends and stuff like that. So once I finally got out of it, number one, I obviously wanted to like crash back out. No, because I had been like crashing out emotionally like the entire time and like just keeping quiet about it. But it's kind of just like a woman's anthem to just like let go and let loose when like everything around you is like starting to just kind of crash down. And like as a woman, like when is it not? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you really just have to like learn how to like be flexible and roll with the punches. And so making that song specifically was something that was just really fun for me. And especially like to make it with my friends was what made it like way more meaningful. Like my best friend Barry is like the immediate feature on the track, and she's not even like, well, she actually sings opera. I'm so sorry, Barry. I love you.
Oh my wow. Oh my God.
Yeah,
no, that's impressive.
She's so killer.
That's impressive.
But like she had sent me a voice note one day, and her and I have this thing where whenever one of us says something that we think is really funny, we'll say t-shirt. Okay. And we'll put it in the notes app. Okay. Because we're like, one day we're going to put all like this stupid shit on
t-shirts. Yeah.
And so she had sent me this specific voice note where she said, 2 a.m, like something like, your number's been blocked, bitch. And I was like, wait. Yeah. We need to put that in a song. And so she had like come over one day to my apartment. We took like 3 shots of espresso and we just like went crazy on like the freaking home studio mic. But there was her, and then Alpha, one of my other really good friends, is on the track, like in the video, Carly, and then my other really good friend, Brooks.
Oh, that's awesome.
That did the video.
Okay.
And then we did some of it in Grand Bay. That's like I've been recording there since I was like 20.
Okay,
and then we did the second half of it over at Bottomville Studios, which is Takeo and Jada's and Moose's spot. Yeah.
Got you.
So it's like, so basically what I'm saying is that like it was so meaningful because like everybody that was involved, like we're all like tight knit.
Yeah. And that makes it even more special. And like that is also something that we also like to talk about, is how important like having those people and that foundation and like the real people that you love and work with and trust, you know what I'm saying? Because like especially in this industry, it is so hard to find authentic, genuine, good intentioned people to work with. So I always say, once you find those people, like, don't ever stop working with them.
Do not let go. And when you mess up, you better apologize, because it is so hard to like you're saying, like, to really find good people around you. Like, the first 2 or 3 years that I was like on the Tampa scene specifically, I was like just so dead focused on like grinding. Like, I was like doing like 2 to 3 shows a weekend.
Yeah, that's
crazy. I was like constantly doing interviews. I was like always in the studio, and like I just didn't sleep. And I didn't ever like once think like, oh, like you're gonna burn out eventually, because I was like still in like my youth. I'm like, just keep going, like you'll be fine. But eventually, as I started to get more and more tired, I realized that like a lot of the company that I was keeping around me was not valuable company. And so like not only was my work draining me, but like everybody around me was also contributing to me, like my spirit being drained, you know what I mean? And so I kind of fell into isolation for like maybe like 2 to 3 years. And I felt like I didn't really have anybody. And then I also had like a really bad relationship with my family at the time. And so I was just alone, dude. And so that time where I was just by myself, and honestly probably pushing good people away because I didn't know any better than to keep them close. It just taught me so much about myself and like who to keep around me, and like all of the things that was contributing to why I was where I was. And so once I got out of to crash out era, which isn't really crash out era, it's like more so like healing. I literally wake up every day now, and I look in the mirror, and I look at the fucking sun outside, and like I will cry. I'm just so grateful to have the community that I have around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a very, very beautiful thing. And like you said, like there is a lot of power in that, for sure. Like you said, it can literally make you a completely different person.
Make or break you.
Yeah. 100%. And so I'm also interested too, and also like I very much so relate to like what you said, like having that moment in your life. And I'll share like a little bit more about it, because it's not about me. But
let's talk. Let's connect.
But I relate to that too. Like I've had like a era in my life where I like did self-isolate, because like I just wasn't around like people I should have honestly been around. They didn't contribute to anything that I was doing. Like that was when I was like quote unquote like lost a little bit, and like lost who I was and like what I'm like meant to do, you know what I'm saying? Because of that. And also like stems from a bad relationship too, you know? So I completely get that, like 1,000%, like trust. Like I'm like, and you're saying
now.
that.
You're literally like a radiant sunshine.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Like you saying that, I was like, yep. That sounds familiar.
You come out better. You will always come out better if you keep going, if anything, okay?
Yes, 1,000%. and you had said something interesting. You had mentioned before you like stepped into the Tampa scene a little bit more. What do you mean by that? Like what were you kind of like doing before that kind of differentiates like the Tampa scene?
So before I came onto the Tampa scene, I was honestly just too young to like be out at clubs and stuff like that.
Oh, true. Facts. Facts.
Yeah, so because I had started making music like when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I mostly was just like in my house with the piano and just like banging shit out.
That is true.
So it was good, but then most of what I was doing was online. And so for the longest time, like there was this, and I think this is still kind of an issue. Like there's an obsession placed over like internet virality, over like garnering a real audience.
Oh yeah, especially right now.
Yeah. And it's like at the end of the day, like people connect with art and music and everything like that because it resonates with something within them. And so, you know, people can feel when you're on the internet just for
doing
the clout,
whatever.
or just doing whatever.
You're just doing whatever for the content.
Exactly. And like that's a waste of time on like everybody's part, but you just really need the intention behind you, because people are going to feel it as soon as you pop up on the screen. And so I was just doing stuff online for the longest time, hoping like I was going to get my big break. What I thought that was when I was a kid. And then I had flown out to LA when I was 13 or 14, a little bit before I had like released my first project. And I was about to sign a record deal. It was a no good deal. And honestly, I did avoid a lot of negative complexities in that realm. Also being so young, I was just way too naive. Like I was not ready as well.
Got you.
So after that, a few years later, when I was around 16, I flew out to Chicago. We were going to go to Atlanta to showcase for a few major labels, and I was about to be part of like this R&B girl group.
Yeah.
On some like Destiny's Child.
Oh wow.
Type timing.
That's wild.
It was gonna be cool, but then I remember doing it, and I was like, in the back of my heart, I was always like, I want to be a solo singer. I was like,
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so literally a month before we were supposed to make something happen with that, like industry kind of went dark, and then like all this stuff happened with people affiliated with the labels that you're supposed to go with, and so like that got crazy.
Oh yeah.
And so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was for the better of all the girls involved as well. So after that, I was like, I just need to do this myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, like at the end of the day, like if people feel like they're gonna connect with me and like I have the honor of doing that with them, then like that's just what's naturally gonna happen. And I was like, I'm not in it for fame.
Yeah.
I do this because I love it.
Yeah.
And so if it takes me somewhere, it does. And like I genuinely know it will one day.
Yeah.
And I think that's something really important too. Like when you really want something, you just always have to remind yourself that you've always known that and it was given to you for that reason. So I feel like I went on a tangent.
No, 1,000%. No, I agree with you on that. And then also like it's nice. It's nice that you mentioned like you just weren't ready. Like in hindsight, now you can see like, oh, I was just not ready for that.
I would have sold my soul.
Jeez, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're that young, and I'm sure your parents don't have any experience with that either.
Oh yeah, I mean, bless my dad because he came with me to LA,
right?
And he was like, trying to act as my manager,
right?
And he was, I was a kid, like, I needed somebody to step in and do that. But at the end of the day, like, there was no legality, like professional legality involved in this to oversee like my end of things. So you just have to go with the gut. Like, this ain't it. So this ain't it. So you just can't do it.
That's hilarious. And then so like where are you at right now in your music journey? Because I know that you're signed with Rock Nation to do distribution for you, or like how does that all work?
So that's actually like so exciting for me to talk about. And
I know.
Really cried about it like 2 weeks ago. So shout out my manager, Diesel.
Yeah.
That was so cute. I loved it. He got an invite to do distribution under Rock.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I'm a new artist that's also signed under him.
Okay, gotcha.
And so he was like, MIIKA, like, let's do something about it. Like, we got the answer right here. And I was like, all right, like, that's so crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And he literally called me, I think, I think I had a shoot like the night before and I was so exhausted. I was like driving in the bright Florida sun. I had like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I had to like go pick something up from the store, like an online order. And he was like, yo, MIIKA, you got a second? I was like, yeah, what's up? Like, I'm so tired.
You're like,
now.
yeah, sure.
He's like, yo, we can get you distributed under Rock. And I was like, wait, you need to tell me this right now.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, I don't even feel like a real person.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's so cool. And I don't even know how to feel sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that I'm just so grateful. I don't know, life is just so cool.
Yo, no, I get you. Do you feel like almost like sometimes like when things like big things like that happen, it's almost just like you said, like it doesn't feel real, but also at the same time, because I'm sure you can relate to this, it feels like that's like it already happened.
Yeah,
like you've already been like, like that was already like something that was gonna happen at some point.
Yeah. So I like to think about there's a Tyler the Creator interview.
Okay.
I think that it happened like a few months ago, earlier this year or something. And
the one where he said, just drop. He said, fuck the rollout, just drop.
I love that video. I'm honestly not sure if it's that exact video interview, but he did mention something about how he wasn't shocked when all of this started happening because he always knew and like manifested that this was going to be the case for him.
Yeah.
And he's also a fellow Pisces, so shout out to
okay.
Like manifestations. But yeah, when it did happen, I wouldn't say that I was like, oh my God, like no way, but I was simultaneously like,
just like, holy, this is happening right now.
Yeah,
like
it's go time. It's always been go time. But it's really go time for real. So.
Yeah, that's dope. And then with Rock Nation, how long has that been going on for you? Literally
only 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
It's only been 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm 2 weeks old, guys. Oh my God. I need a little baby candle.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Thank
and
you.
So like what else is on the roadmap for you?
Oh my goodness. So right now we are dropping the Crash Out music video this Friday.
Yeah,
and that's
so
gonna be my first video on Vivo. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm so annoying because I'm like literally telling all my friends, like, guys, it's gonna be on Vivo.
That's huge. Like that's like, I'm sure for you that's also very validating as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see yourself on like something that you've seen like your whole life, like that's a huge accomplishment. And then also, you guys make sure you go check it out, because by the time this is out, it will be out. So make sure it'll be linked down below in the bio. So make sure you go check out her music video. As soon as you're done with this episode, you better listen to the end.
I'm literally just about the trend. I'm just dropping the video. Better listen to it right now.
You better listen to the whole podcast from start to finish. Be nice.
So there's that happening. And then next week, I'm going to be shooting a music video for one of the first R&B singles that I'm working on with new management and under Rock Nation.
Yeah.
And that's going to be called Yelling in My Motherfucking House. And it's also about my prior relationship, because why were we yelling in the house? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. Brooks is also going to be shooting that video. So basically what's happening right now is we're going to be doing one video drop and one single drop per month.
Okay.
And then we're just going to go like crazy on the content.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. I'm really excited. So many new originals, guys.
Yeah. We're super excited too to see you drop everything and kind of follow your journey and everything that you decide to do. So that's super awesome.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Shout out Mad Smooth for all of the production.
Okay.
He goes crazy. He has like, I don't even remember the number. Was it over 1,000? He has this whole bookcase of vinyl records, and he makes like 98% of his beats like for vinyl.
Oh, like wow. That's crazy.
Insane.
That's wild.
Tastemaker. Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that. That's impressive. That's really impressive. Cool. Yo, you're doing valid shout outs. So
it's so important.
It is like that's you take it. It takes a team to make things happen on a bigger scale. Yeah. No.
I tried doing the video production, vocal, mixing, mastering. No, you just end up wanting to cry. So it's just not.
Yeah, literally. So definitely outsource. Yes. For sure. And then so with everything that's going on, like there's a lot, and dropping like a video and a song once a month. First of all, that's already like a lot in itself. Yeah. And then eventually you're gonna get to a point where it's like multiple drops a month, I'm sure. And I'm sure you have like a whole, it kind of looks very vibey, like your place. Like I'm sure you have a whole creative process, and I'm really curious as to like what your creative process is. From like, do you start with hearing a beat? Do you start with a line in a song? Like what do you start with when you're like,
there's
boom?
No set process. And I think that's what's like so fun about it.
Yeah.
Is because I could like literally like, you can't see it, but there's like a Keurig machine right over there in the corner. Like I could look at the Keurig machine, think of a time that I made myself a Keurig in like my old apartment, and think about how I was feeling that one Sunday afternoon when the coffee was brewing and how it smelled, and if the birds were chirping, or if it was like raining outside. Yeah. And then like a melody will just hit my head. And so, but when I was younger and I was just stuck in the house with a piano, I literally just used to like just tap on the keys. Okay. And then eventually like a melody would come to me. So
all right. Okay. And then so are you still playing like the piano when you're creating?
Not as much. Okay. But I still have a keyboard at my house. I used to have like I don't know if it's called a grand piano, but it was like the smaller version of it. At
like a baby grand? Yeah, where it's like the half.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking
about. And so that is like what I used to play, but the sound and the feel of like a genuine piano is like obviously so much more different than playing something on electric. Right. At least in this case. Yeah. And so now that I do like have a production team and I have like, people sending me beat packs and stuff like that, it does make my process a lot easier. But I will still like find myself sitting at like my parents' house or even my grandma's apartment, and I'll just like sit by the keys, and then I'll like, bang something out, and then I have something new.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. And then so like in that creative process too, like do you have like a routine to like put yourself in that like creative headspace, or does it just like come to you naturally? Every time. Honestly, it's just like boom.
This is gonna sound crazy, but it's just taking care of yourself as much as you can.
Yeah. No, actually, please talk about that. Yes, please go on.
So this is gonna sound insane, but when I was younger, how do I say this without sounding too I was going through a lot when I was younger.
Okay.
And so it was not like a very healthy tunnel for me. Like I was very depressed. I was suicidal, like all the fun things. Right.
Okay.
And it's because I just didn't know how to like verbalize what I was feeling, which is why channeling everything into music was such like a valid avenue for me.
Yeah.
And you know, with that, like a lot of issues stem from having like mental health issues, for example. And so I did not know how to take care of myself or what that even really meant.
Okay.
And obviously it's so much more than like putting a face mask on or like going to the dentist every like 6 months or so, you know what I mean? And so it like, I quite honestly drove myself like to the point of burnout multiple times in my life, especially like in my early teens into my like early 20s. And I was just put in such a dark place where I was like, I stay here and I probably die early.
Right.
Or I like pick myself up and I fucking do something about it. You know what I mean? Because I used to, like at first I thought that the only way that I would be able to make music was through pain. Because that was my only channel to let go of my pain. And so once I hit like my early 20s, like mid 20s now, it stopped working. I used to like, you know, resort to like partying or like drinking and stuff like that. And then I would like feel like loose and more creative and get in the mood to like make something new. Okay. And then I realized like, obviously as you mature, like you gain a much larger sense of clarity and then, you know, a sense of self. And so I was like, this doesn't even make me feel like me because I've been escaping from myself my whole life. And so, geez. That's so sad.
Stop. No, it's not. It's real. But it's real, and you are not the only person who like experiences that or like goes through that. So that's why it's so important to speak about things like this. You know what I'm saying? Because people see like who you are now and like the brightness and the bubbliness, and they're like, "Wow, that's awesome!" Like that, you know, that this is who she is. But it's like, it took a lot of work to even get to this point, and it's like
we was dark, okay? We was not happy. We was like a little like sad cloud with big eyes, guys. Like, no, but it's totally okay. And so,
but
like, anyway,
that builds you. That like that's the process. That's the process, you know. Like it builds you. So continue on about like where now, and that's a really great point that you said also that like you used to only make. Sorry, I have like a hair in my eyeball. You only make like music when you were like in that sad like space. That's very interesting that you say that, because it's like, based off like everything you said about how you did have such like troubles communicating and like that was an outlet, so that's probably just like what that felt like for you.
Absolutely.
Your whole life was just like your anger, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go make a song, but then maybe when you felt anything else, that wasn't like that connection.
It didn't. And so like when I would experience like high moments of joy or happiness or anything, like I would just go experience that like with people or on my lonesome or just something outside of music, because I didn't feel like I needed to go hide. Right. And I think like that's also something that, I mean, a lot of artists and just people in general can probably relate to, like those sad moments, like you kind of just, you're alone. And so it's like a lot easier to be more vulnerable when you're alone. And, and think to yourself and cry behind the wall or close doors and stuff like that. So now that I'm, you know, much older and have grown a lot more from that point in my life, I, especially like the prior relationship, I literally got out of that and like full 180'd my whole life. Like I used to eat like junk food all the time, and like my skin was in shambles. I was like unhealthily like adding like so much weight. I just felt like crap about myself inside and out, and I couldn't write anymore. Like I just had no music left in me. I didn't even have energy left in me. And so I'm like constantly grateful like to the universe for having this kind of experience to like propel me forward. Because I had no choice. I was like, okay, like I have all these ambitions and all these goals that I've always known that I've wanted to attain, but I can't do that if I can barely wake up in the morning and like get out of bed. You know? And like the coffee wasn't doing it. The alcohol wasn't doing it. Like nothing, like there was nothing anymore that was left to push me aside from like me just having to face myself. And so, I started eating really healthy. I started going to the gym every single day. I like pretty much stopped drinking coffee all the time. Like I started drinking so much water. I started getting like massages, meditating. And honestly, the most important part of that was just letting myself be alone and like just silencing the noise. And then when I wasn't doing that, I like just made sure that I was with people that genuinely made me feel okay to be me. You know, which is so hard to find too. And so it's been a really nice and like safe space healing, because I've allowed myself to put myself in environments where I can do that safely.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, 1,000%. And then like that kind almost sounds like a you versus you type of thing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's what not most of it. Well, a lot of life is that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I agree. I agree with you. A lot of life is that, and like you said, you were just in situations that like didn't help that at all. You know what I'm saying? And then having to like overcome your own self through it all is like, bro, like, you know,
it's like, how do you even do that? Like, because there's no playbook on it. Like, you can read all these self-help books, you can talk to all these like experts and stuff like that. You can, you know, watch all these podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it's like nothing, like you can't just group all of it together and apply it to your life all at once. Because like things are just, you know, you're one different, very unique human being that's only unique to you. Mm-hmm. And so you just have to like learn what works for you and like really listen to like your body.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, no, 100%. And like, even when it comes down to being creative, because it's really interesting how like you said, like taking care of yourself in turn, like and your creativity like go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. That's a really great topic, and I'm so happy that you talked about it, because that's actually not something that anyone's ever brought up before. And all
because
of my interviews,
we're used to suffering. I get it. Because a lot of art is made through pain. It's true, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Not all the time.
Yeah, no, seriously. And like out of like, this is actually episode 60.
Oh my
so
God.
That's awesome. Let's go, you know. But so, and out of all of them, like no one's mentioned how important that is.
Interesting.
And so yeah, like that's so it's interesting to me that like you mentioned that, because like on our normal podcast crew, it's me, Markner, and Supreme, and like we talk about how important it is to take care of yourself, especially mentally as creators, because that is when you're the best form of like boom creating. Because when you're exhausted and drained, like if anything else is draining you, guess what is the first fucking thing to go out the window when you're being drained? Your creativity. Like that is like one of the first things that goes out the window when you don't have the energy to even like be in that creative space, I feel like, you know. So that's super cool that you're able to like recognize that and like change that, you know.
Thanks. I mean, it definitely took a really long time, and I'm glad that I was able to get to this point in my life. Right. Because when I was younger, I thought that I was just gonna have to either choose to suffer or go work like a 9-to-5, which I mean is a form of suffering in itself. But I was like, that's not what I wanted to do. So I was like, dang, like, is it just always gonna be this way? Like when I was a teenager, I would intentionally date guys that I knew were terrible for me so that I could have lyrical material afterwards. That sounds like Taylor Swift. Exactly. Like I used to joke when I was kind of like the Asian Taylor Swift. Yeah. But I was just like this is, it works. I'm like, you know, it's going to happen anyway. I'm a freaking teenager. Like, who's not going to break my heart? Yeah. So yeah, I did that for a while. And then the tables turned for a little bit. And then I was just like, what the hell are we doing? That's awesome. Yeah. It's called character development. Yes, that's my lore. That's her lore. That's hilarious. That's good. And then so like now, so whenever you do like have those like, okay, I'm going to go like be creative or like anything. I know you said that you mentioned that you have your home studio. You just jump into it. You throwing on vibe lights. Like, what are you doing to like, all right, now we're going to record. Anyone that follows me knows I will put on this bright pink light. I don't know why. It just makes me feel like soft and like in the moment within myself. I'll do that. And then I have like an air purifier that's really helpful, because otherwise I'll start like coughing. And I don't really know what's happening there. Yeah. I don't know. I changed the actual air filter. I don't know what happened there. I do that. And then I have these like little, it's honestly lighting now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. You know? That's very big lighting for you. Yeah. Like, cause when I used to work, like I had like all these crazy side jobs, and like I did work a 9-to-5 several times, like all this extra stuff. Like you're always under fluorescents. Yeah. And like, they're just not good for you. Yeah. And so when I would like, you know, go to like the music studios, for example, like they would always have like the dim colored lighting or the mood lighting and stuff like that. And so I found myself just needing to recreate that in my own like safe space. Yeah. Just to feel, you know, like ready to do whatever I was going to do. Yeah, that's awesome. And then so when it comes to like your projects of like, let's just say like, for example, fan behavior too, like what do you do? You're like, all right, this is a project that we're doing. I need to try to think of a visual for this, or I need to think of like a video treatment for the music video. Like, what is your like process and like that when you're doing like projects like that? Honestly, it's just romanticizing the hell out of everything. Okay. So like when I do, for example, with that song started off as a freestyle. Okay. I was going through whatever I was going through, and I remember going in my car like putting the AC on like full blast because it was hot as hell outside.
As always.
Yeah. So it was nighttime. And I was just exhausted. And I put up this YouTube playlist of like YouTube
just beats, yeah.
And I think I still have the video. It was like a 20-minute video of like the light just shining like in my face. And I just started like freestyling like whatever was coming to my head. And so that song came. And then I just kind of sat with it. And honestly, I don't really know how I would describe it specifically, but I guess in terms of like a creative process, whenever I do make music, this always does happen pretty much in this order. Is like I'll make the song and then like it just like I just see it in my head.
Okay.
Like what I want to do next.
Yeah.
And then from there on a more technical end, like I'll go on Pinterest and then I'll go on Canva, put like all the Pinterest images on the Canva, make a treatment of some sort.
Okay.
Or like some kind of vision board.
Right.
And then I'll bring it to like whoever I'm working with specifically.
Okay.
So in this case, on the cover art for Fan Behavior, shout out Alpha. She was like, bitch, why don't you just hold a fan? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, that is so freaking smart. Like,
yeah.
And that's like so right in front of you. And so I was like, why don't we get like one of those really, really big fans? And then I ended up like painting Fan Behavior on it. And her and Jose shot that over at Watercolor. So that was really cool.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's dope. And then so is Crash Out one of your first music? That's not your first music video, but it's one of your first music videos in a little bit, or?
Actually, you're right. Oh my God.
I do my research, man.
No.
Yo.
I'm crying.
That's hilarious.
I think the one that I dropped previous to this was for 3 a.m. Wine, but that was just shot like mostly on camcorder.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like a full blown production.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's still valid too.
It was fun.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say.
Yeah,
that's
I had
awesome.
like chicken nuggets in between the shoot. That's something that I really emphasize because like people will be like, yeah, like you can't eat during the shoot and stuff like that because
why
sizes crap.
What?
Like like they'll be like, oh, like you'll be bloated, and it's like no, like we need to eat.
No,
you're gonna pass out.
Like what?
You're gonna pass out. You need to eat.
DK, you're gonna be bloated. Not with my Bloom supplement. Imagine. Imagine I just. No, hey, we'll get there eventually. It's
happening. Manifesting.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, that was good. Get bloated. No, I always I'm like because I'm very prone to getting bloated as well. But I always say like if it's like something where I like don't necessarily want to be bloated for, I just like eat until I'm just not hungry anymore. Then I'll just stop. So I'm not that bloated.
Yeah. Or just I don't know, eat a fruit.
Or just like nibble as you go. Yeah, drink a lot of water, man. Yep. What are some things that you do to like take care of your voice? Do you do anything in particular? Like I know you said the air purifiers, but anything else?
So I drink a lot of tea,
a
lot of honey. I mean, I don't drink the honey. I mean, I guess it depends on. I'm getting way too technical. And I try not to like raise my voice too much. I do a lot of vocal warm ups like throughout the day.
All right.
And I pretty much don't smoke. And I do not drink as much as I used to either.
Yeah.
But especially like on the smoking end, it never really agreed with my body to begin with.
Yeah.
But when I did kind of do it more often when I was younger, my range, like my vocal range went from like this to like literally this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dang, like I'm not going to do this just to give up my voice.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people can maneuver it, and that's really impressive, but it was not working for me.
Yeah. No, I get that.
And sleep. If you can.
Yeah.
Find a way.
For real. And then so right now, because also a big thing with that too was that I really enjoy your attention to detail and a lot of like your projects and like the things that you release, which is great. Like
I'm blushing. Can you see it?
A little bit. They're saying, can you guys see it?
Can you see the blood?
But I did also want to ask like what your schedule looks like right now, because like you've been doing like a lot of like really like crazy things like often, and so like from experience too, I know that that's like can be an insane schedule. So like what does your schedule look like right now and the point of like your career where it's at?
My calendar would terrify anybody. That's, honestly, it terrifies me every day. I sent it to one of my friends once, and they were like, "We're just gonna put that away.
We're just not gonna look at it."
So
we'll look at the week by week version.
Even that is the freaking like, oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, you have to keep moving. You know what I mean? But during my daytime hours, I run a social media agency. Okay. So I do like digital marketing, social media management, stuff like that. And that takes up a pretty good chunk of my time. Right. But I love it. Like, when I was younger, I was like, if I'm not singing or if I am singing in the future, I always also envisioned myself like at a big desk in some kind of like magazine format or something digital. Okay, yeah. So I like low-key manifested that too. That was also kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. Whatever it was going to be. Here we are. So I do that. And then all of like nighttime is pretty much, for music. For music. Yeah, okay. So I'll do like all my videos, my covers. I'll like respond to people. I'll post and stuff like that at night. Okay. Yeah. That's like awesome. All week.
Yeah, that's all a week, rinse and repeat. And then are your weekends like when you mainly do like your bigger projects or like recording and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, obviously I do have to dedicate like time to myself outside of all of that, and like I have to clean and stuff like that, right? Like, meal prep. And so I try to do all of that between like Friday night, Saturday afternoon. Yeah. And then whatever else is left over, I will prioritize self-care. So like I'll get a massage, I'll get like my lashes done, my nails done, stuff like that. Yeah. Which realistically, like the lashes and nails part is like part of the job. Yeah. So like I love my lash and my nail tech. Like I've been going to them forever and they do such a good job. Like Puka.
I know. I was gonna say like that's like so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's adorable.
But it's not like I get to relax. It's like, oh yeah, like we do this because like this is part of the job. You know what I mean?
I agree. So I used to be a very heavy like get my nails and my lashes done type of gal. I don't get me wrong, I love getting my lashes done. I love it.
Nice lashes, naturally.
Thank you. But I 1,000%. I'm gonna get back to that era where I'm like getting my lashes done all the time. But it was like also like let me just save a little bit of money for a little bit type of move, because it's like it gets pretty expensive doing your lashes and your nails all the time. But also because I like started getting anxiety when I was like getting my lashes and my nails done for some reason. Like sitting there for so long. Was too much. Like it just like for some reason, and it's never been like that. I've always got my lashes and my nails done, and like all of a sudden, like it was just like it's like a job. Like that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like it for some reason just wasn't enjoyable anymore. Like I'm just like, I love it. It's beautiful. Like you're awesome. Yeah. But wow, like I don't know, it felt like a job.
More than anything, then it's just not.
Right. Yeah. So I took a little bit break, but we'll get back into it. Yeah, that's those are things that like people don't realize is like you said, like getting your lashes and your nails done, like that's just part of the job for you, because you do maintain, like you're on camera so often, like you do have to maintain like, the way that you look and your self-care and everything. So I get that. And that's like something that people don't think about, you know?
Like I just don't naturally have lashes. Like that's also the problem. Like if I had longer lashes, like I would flex the hell out of my lashes. Yeah. But because like if I didn't have these, they're like straight. Yeah. Like,
okay, got you. The curler,
thing, it'll just like bend up.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, okay, the only way that I'm gonna save time and then be able to like have lasting lashes for like shoots and stuff like that throughout the entire day is if I just have something that's like literally
it's so much easier on me. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's so much easier. Yeah,
I used to like get like these like stupid styes too because of the what's it called, the falsies? Yeah, like my eyes were just so sensitive to them and the glue. Okay. And so they would burn and all this fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We pivoted. We figured out a good rotation here. Yeah. That's awesome. And then you've been doing runways too, right? Yeah. Oh Talk about it. How do you love it?
So I started seriously modeling when I was like 16, but I genuinely didn't love it. Yeah. It was just like the industry itself, like many entertainment type industries, like there are so many pros and cons. Yeah. And I saw a lot of like the bad side of it when I was younger doing it. Okay. And I was just like, I just didn't have that like inner passion.
It doesn't resonate with you. Yeah.
Yeah. You know? And it's funny too, because like every time I would get to the end of the runway, like I would want to sing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I have to like poet, like it always felt like wrong. Mm-hmm. So I did that for like a few years, but now when I the most recent one was over in Miami for Barry's brand, Helena Beetle.
That's awesome.
And I do it out of love for her because I just love her so much. And like, honestly, the things, like the pieces that she creates, I said this in like a prior interview that I did with Archive, but like you can really tell how much she loves what she does and like all of the spirit that she puts into what she makes. And so when you wear what she creates, it feels so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so that was honestly an honor for me. And like we had so much fun. It was like a mini girls trip for us.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't really like do anything too much in modeling. So
yeah. Okay.
Like
but no, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like a side quest.
It's like part
nice.
of the lore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna hop over here really quick.
That was a nice side quest. That's hilarious. That's good. And then so another random question that I have was when you're performing, because you perform like pretty often, I would say, like, or grab the mic at least in events and stuff like that pretty often, which is great. Do you have any prep for like when you do go and do performances or anything like that?
Well, I isolate, girl.
Yeah. Okay.
I will sit in my car alone for as long as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I mentioned earlier that I used to perform like 2 to 3 times a weekend, obviously like I burnt myself out doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of that burnout had to do with the fact that I would come and I would like talk to people for hours before and after I would be like on stage. And so obviously like that does tire your vocal cords out a lot and then like your energy as well.
Yeah.
And so before I do perform now, like I will just sit, like even if it's like in the bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I'll just like literally tune everything out and then like I'll just talk to the spirit gods, be like, universe, you know, like we're here right now, like granting serenity. This is what I'm made to do. This is my purpose. You know, just like run it through your head.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just like affirmations.
Okay, that's dope.
And
I haven't heard that.
Water, like I said.
Yeah, drink water. That's hilarious. That's good though. That's good. That I can imagine, like you said, that that would your social battery, because being on stage is kind of almost like that.
It is.
It's like
You're
kind of really
to
like
the whole crowd. Like,
yeah,
you're
like
so vulnerable once you're up there, and so you really have to make sure that you're big on protecting your spirit and like the energy around you. And so that's also why I put such a big emphasis on making sure you have that time with yourself to reconnect before you go up there and share what you have to share.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, because it just like. That's like social battery drain 911. Like after,
absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
After my first event, like it was almost like the same way. Like everyone wanted to go like afterwards and like, you know, hang out with the fam and like wrap up the night. And I remember being there, but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
It's like almost a shell of yourself.
Yeah. Like I was there, but I wasn't like mentally there because I was already like mentally like, all right, I already did that, done that. I'm just gonna shut it off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're like working yourself up for that moment. It happens, and you're like,
yeah.
All right, can I go get a burger now?
Yeah, literally. You're like, oh, my bed's looking so good right now.
For real.
But yeah. And then do you have any advice for like any up and coming singers, like anyone who is trying to get into the field or like really wants to, maybe just is scared or doesn't know how to start?
I think that I saw this really, really good TikTok earlier, and honestly, perfect timing. And it said something about how when you're the conductor of an orchestra, you have your back turned to the audience. And so I think just being able to teach yourself, like I said, the whole like healthily isolating yourself. Is that the correct word?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Bang. And yeah, just being just really learning how to like tunnel vision your way through what you're doing. There is so much noise. There are going to be a million no's, just a few yeses. But what matters is that you're always saying yes to yourself. And I don't know, when you know, man. Like when you know that this is what you want, you literally need to stop at nothing until you get it, and then just keep on going, because your biggest regret is going to be that you just didn't try or do hard enough. Yeah. And you don't want to, like, for example, if you have kids in the future or whoever you're talking to, and if you make it to 75, 80 plus years old, you don't want to look back and be like, damn, like I should have just, I should have tried a little harder. You want to be able to look back and be like, I lived a life worth living, you know, so.
Yeah, 1,000%. And to kind of play off of that too, you don't want to look back and be like, damn, I can't believe I let other people make me not do what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
You
the
know?
only people judging you are the people that are dead ass doing nothing, okay? let them keep talking and let that be your motivating factor.
I've never ever had a hater that was doing anything with their lives. So
I had some pretty haters, but that was it.
nothing more. Nothing more past that. That's hilarious. Well, you've been awesome. Do you have any final thoughts? Make sure you tell them where to find you at, where all your upcoming projects will be at. Tell the people where to find you.
Hello. Again, my name is MIIKA. You can find me on all of the socials. I forgot I was talking to the mic. You can find me on all of the socials at Big MIIKA. That is BIGMIIKA. And you can find all of my music on all streaming platforms at MIIKA, which is MIIKA.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And as
you can
always,
also find me here.
Yes,
Yay!
you can find her at powerfulmind.official on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Everything, again, for her will be down in the bio below. They'll have links to everything, so you can go check her out. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on this video. And as always, baby, we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Peace.